Bitcoin is breaking out right now as we speak, with the Bitcoin price going to $75.6 thousand right now. It's basically exactly what I was warning about yesterday. It was basically an idea of, well, everything in the markets right now is looking for a primed freaking pump. And even some of our altcoins like XRP have started to finally break out from the range yet again. We did not get the perfect confirmation the way we wanted over on the 12-hour chart. Over on the daily, XRP right now as it stands looks pretty freaking nice though, but more importantly, is Bitcoin in this instance right now. If we're taking a look at Bitcoin over on the weekly, this is exactly what I've been warning about for the last couple of days, right? That we are finally breaking out of this like $73,000 prison for Bitcoin. And I really hope we can end the week at these current prices. That would be absolutely crazy because as it currently stands, we're breaking out above the levels that we saw last month. And sure, what we're seeing right now is not that crazy high because even back then we hit 75 point something thousand. But I'm telling you that right now these prices that we are seeing is basically taking us away from this jail that we've been in since February. Of Bitcoin basically ranging between, let's just say, $65,000 or so and what? Well, about 75K. This 10K range has been keeping us stuck for a very long time. And right now, these last couple of hours, we seem to be breaking out from this range with a pretty crazy pump over the past couple of hours. And right now, Bitcoin trading at 75.8. So we're basically, yeah, we're really doing it, right? The highest point that we hit back then was $76,000. So we are really freaking close to Bitcoin breaking out of this range. Now, just really quickly, if you're looking for a platform to trade crypto on, you can find it with the first link in the description down below, 2EX. You get some really nice bonuses just for signing up, but there's also a few other ones that I personally trade on myself. One of those is, for example, Blowfin, and actually one of our trades, the hype trade, flipped back into profit. You may be looking at this and thinking, Dusty, you're down like $500,000. Is that not very, very bad? And let me tell you, this, in my opinion, is a temporary thing, right? Just like here with Hyperliquid, we saw some pretty freaking big minus on this. It's a $75,000 trade. I think we were probably down $40,000 on this at some point. Right now, you can see we are back only $300, $400 back in the profit, but give this some time. And I personally believe this will be in the crazy, crazy profit. It's just a matter of time. Also, if you're wondering what's most trending in the crypto space right now, one of my best investments ever just has started to keep going crazy, right? This is something that I invested in early. I basically was an early stage investor into the project called 𝗓𝗓. I posted a little post about it over on Twitter, I think 2 days ago, when it was at $2, where I basically said, damn, this stuff is doing good, right? And right now it's at $16. Every single time I take another look at it, it just goes crazier. Right now, all of a sudden, it's the 25th biggest coin in the markets. And I did sell some coins a bit earlier at an earlier price because I just did not expect the price to go this high. If only I didn't do that, that would be a really freaking good day. Then again, the price was like what? 20 cents just a week ago, right now sitting at $16. This is again stuff that starts the freaking altcoin season. This is the type of stuff that we are waiting for. And I keep reminding people that even though the market right now is pretty calm, right? Things can change really quite drastically, quite quickly. First of all, this Thursday, we've got ourselves new negotiations potentially coming up between the US and Iran. All right, they may be held as early as Thursday, which could, of course, bring a very big pump to the markets with it. President Trump said that we've been called by the other side and they want to work on a deal. Of course, we are not completely sure if this is true or not because this is Trump speaking, all right? And he likes to say a lot of different things. But I want to quickly get back to this point right here. This is one thing I often show at the start of some sort of rally. Why? Well, because even though right now we are not at Pico bottom anymore, I want y'all to realize that this is like the starter pack for anybody in crypto when they get started. What they do is they see the price going down at some point. They see it go down even further. They don't do anything. They don't buy the dip. They just sit there watching it from the sidelines. Let me quickly change these tabs up a little bit. They just quickly watch from the sidelines, all right? They just keep watching from the sidelines. It's only when the market starts to move back up that they realize, you know what? Maybe I do like this crypto stuff. Maybe I do think these things will go up over a long time. And so what I'm trying to display here is the micro strategy that I've described over the past few days, which is you either believe in it or you think it's going to zero. Well, I still stand by that piece of logic where I basically mean, if you think this crypto stuff is going to work, why not go for it like a crazy madman? Because you either think it's going to really work out and you're going to see these massive behemoths that are borrowing a ton like MicroStrategy do really, really well, or you think it's going to go to zero. I personally don't think there's really anything in between. And I'm not a financial advisor, of course I'm not. So don't take it as advice. But I'll tell you that really, when I sometimes look back at my tweets, here's, for example, us. It has to load in for a little second. But here's us just a few years ago debating XRP and talking about these prices back at 62 cents. We're talking, what's going on here? Had 700,000 views because the price dropped a little bit. This at that point was a pretty crazy drop for us. And now all of a sudden, if you look back at this, 62 cents, 66 cents, it was all the same, right? Because we're that much higher. And actually on that note, things can really change quite quickly. Here's, for example, a post I also made, I think a year ago. Yeah, here we go. About a year ago or so. XRP this morning, $1.78. XRP now, $2.72. That was the XRP price moving within 1 day. A lot of people right now are not excited about altcoins or about cryptos at all anymore. And I get it. But let me just tell you that all of this stuff is just temporary. All of this nonsense, the waiting, the impatience, the not so fun crypto market, it usually changes really freaking quickly. And all we have to do is not capitulate in these bad times. Again, I'm not guaranteeing you anything. I'm not saying that this is the moment where Bitcoin just starts to shine, Ethereum starts to shine, all these altcoins go crazy, because we've learned our lesson, right? All I'm saying is things change pretty quickly. And very often when the market starts moving back up, people just FOMO in like crazy at too high a price. Right now, just a few days ago, you could buy Bitcoin below $70,000. Right now it's sitting at 76. And you realize again that all you have to do throughout this process is just commit to the DCA, is my own personal opinion. Dollar cost averaging, buying your way down as things continue to go down, if they do, because right now at these points, again, you realize if you'd not been a little wuss and you bought your way back down, the lowest price you went to over the past couple of months, right, was $60,000 of BTC. You can see really briefly here how much it's up. Let's quickly see. It's up just for Bitcoin on its own, 26% or so over the past 90 days. Pretty freaking crazy when you start to think that this could just be the start of this rally. And if it continue on at this pace, oh boy, could it be pretty crazy. Because if we just go back to the all-time high, from bottom to all-time high, that's 100% gains, which again, just like with XRP, can happen in a freaking snap, a month, a week, whatever, right? With XRP, it didn't take long to go from $1.80 to $2.70. It took basically half a day. These things can happen and will, in my opinion, happen again. We just need to prepare ourselves for some further downside before it does. But remember, I just want you all to remember, good days are back yet again, right? We've seen a good day today. I'm happy to see it, but this will not be the last. It's a strange battle. I know it. There'll be some more stranger battles when people are going to start talking about this quantum computing. There'll be some more waves of fear that are going to come along this journey. But I want you to realize today's a good day. And you really are not sure if this is the day where everything just shifts around. And all of a sudden, we make one big candle above $80,000 and the entire tide shifts from everybody saying, no, bear market for years, to all of a sudden, oh, the bull market's back. At some point, it's going to shift. And I want you guys to remember that that day could be any one of these days. And so all I'm doing is committing to buying that freaking bottom every single time I think about it, or I've got some 𝗲𝗀𝗀𝗀 laying around. And yeah, I'm excited again, because finally, it's not just down only every single day. I've got the hype back in my freaking body. Woo!